Hi, I'm Professor Tiongson. I'll be teaching MSFS 662, Econometrics for Policymakers. There are 3 learning goals in this class. First, we will develop knowledge of econometric techniques and approaches. Second, we will develop practical and technical skills in data analysis. We will be using Stata extensively. Now, if you've had limited exposure to Stata so far, it's fine. This is when we learn. We will be analyzing data drawn from international affairs examples. So we will be looking at real data that have been used in global politics, in global business and finance, and international development. In particular, we'll be using different kinds of data, cross-sectional data, time series data, and panel data. That is to say, large numbers of cross-sectional units observed over time, over a period of several quarters or over several years. The third and final goal of this class is to develop an informed and critical understanding of other people's policy research. The aim is to learn to ask the right questions to assess the quality of other people's econometric work and the quality of the evidence that they offer. This course was designed particularly for the international affairs student. That is to say, we have exercises, empirical exercises, and policy examples drawn from global politics and security, global business and finance, and international development. For example, we will be analyzing data on policy preferences or data on enterprise performance drawn from various countries all over the world. We will be looking at data on economic growth over time, and we'll be looking at data on international trade and international finance. Sooner or later, as international finance specialists, you'll be either producing empirical evidence, including those produced from the use of econometric techniques, or you will be consuming other people's empirical evidence, again, due in part to the use of econometric techniques. So this class is an opportunity to engage in policy analysis firsthand. This class is an opportunity to understand the process of policy formulation. And then finally, an opportunity to become better and more critical consumers of policy research. I worked at the World Bank for 11 years prior to joining the MSFS program. Before that, I was with the International Monetary Fund for about 6 years. At the IMF, we analyzed fiscal policy across many developing countries and emerging markets. At the World Bank, we analyzed complex household survey data to estimate poverty and income inequality. We also analyzed such household surveys to better understand the consumption and expenditure behavior of households, to understand the labor market activities and performance, and finally, aspects of their financial behavior. At the moment, I'm engaged in at least 3 econometrics-related projects. The first is a cross-country study of what happens as economies grow older, what happens in particular to their policy preferences. When countries become old before they become rich, does that change also their preferences towards certain programs versus others? Are they more likely to prefer redistributive programs, for example, rather than, say, infrastructure programs? If that's correct, then that means that has important implications for economies moving forward, especially if these economies, as they say, are growing old before they grow rich. What does this mean then when their economies also prefer more redistribution rather than, say, growth-enhancing projects? The second econometric-related research that I'm engaged in has to do with the convergence of lifestyle diseases across countries. So we have some understanding of how incomes have converged, albeit slowly, over time across countries. There is some convergence also of social indicators in that now countries have more or less similar life expectancies, social indicators have improved, infant mortality rates have fallen, and so forth. At the same time, we're seeing that because of the spread of certain lifestyles, there are risks also of converging lifestyle diseases or risks of such lifestyle diseases. For example, according to some of our emerging results, many more countries on average have citizens that are obese or have high blood pressure or other risks of lifestyle diseases. We're still in the very preliminary stage of our research, but again, we've been using econometric techniques to better understand this emerging challenge. So all the sessions in this course are organized around specific econometric techniques. And every session will be about that technique, starting first with a discussion of the general features of the technique, a general discussion of the key concepts, followed by specific policy examples drawn from across concentrations, global business or global politics or international development as appropriate. Finally, we'll look at real data and analyze that data using Stata. We'll analyze it in class, but we'll also have problem sets. In fact, more generally in this class, we'll have a couple of problem sets that are graded. We will have problem sets also that will not be graded, but will be taken up during class. And then finally, we'll have 2 written exams, a midterm exam, and a final